what do you think about people, nowadays people live everywhere, and the Jewish community, is definitely larger in some big cities. And then when you live outside of the, I don't know, I'm not going to say tri-state, but the bigger cities, it's much harder to find someone. So what do you think about long distance dating and the ability to really build a relationship on someone who you know more on the beginning on Zoom and having to make the concessions of flying out, and what do you say?
I'm a fan of long distance dating. I'm a fan of any dating, really. I think that some relationships happen that way and they just need to be supported. I don't think it's an ideal way to date, but I think in the modern world, we could date anyone at any time from anywhere. It could be any time in the morning. I can get online. I could go find somebody that's awake in some country somewhere that is Jewish that wants to have a conversation. So because we have that technology at our hands, at our fingertips, we need to have the ability to manage it. And I usually tell people that they need to see each other approximately every 3 weeks, no more than 4 or 5. I don't like it to go 6 weeks. It's a little bit too long. We need to keep the in-person relationship and time regimented more, because if we do that, then I know that I actually know you and not just I like the sound of your voice and it's comforting at night. I know how you behave when we go out to a restaurant. I know how you drive. I know how you interact with other people in the world. I know how you interact with me, not just over the phone, but in person. And we need that to actually solidify a relationship. It happens. So it for sure is harder than dating in person. For some people, it's very good. For the introvert, it's very good. For the extrovert, it's extremely difficult. Extroverts need to be in person. They need to feel your presence. An introvert, they're like, oh, this is good. I didn't feel like going out tonight anyway. But I could talk to you, no problem.
Put on my screen.
Yeah, much easier for them.
Okay, because I feel like people have to start thinking a little bit differently about it, that you could build a relationship over Zoom. Obviously, you have to meet each other in person.
You have to keep
that you have to do that. But people who live further apart, 3 to 4 weeks is that's hard.
So obviously somebody at some point has to move. And also in the very beginning, right? So 2 things. One, at the very beginning, I do not like people talking for 6 weeks or 8 weeks and then meeting. Huge problem. Oh my gosh, I'm in love with you. It's amazing. Oh, and then you meet and you're like, never. I had no idea what I was thinking. This is never going to work. I can't believe I even thought that. So I like in the very beginning, if you get on the phone, you like each other, somebody flies. 10 days, 2 weeks, for sure no longer. 3 weeks starts to push my buttons. I don't like it because I just know in 1 second of meeting in person, it can fall flat. Once you've actually met and we talk and we like each other, now we could build on something. But in terms of moving, it's difficult to say. So if somebody's working and they're not in a program, they're not in school or something where I have 2 more years and I have to finish something. But if they're working, I'd like to get the one that's more flexible to move. If they are in a program, it gets complicated. I've seen people do it successfully, but it's not easy and it's not ideal. But I wouldn't say don't do it because we can't just drop our options. Yeah. I mean, also on this, this tour that I'm doing now. So I've been at a whole bunch of different Chabad houses, and I'm not going to tell you the locations, but one was over here and the other one's over there. And I thought of people from different Chabads, and I'm like, listen, you guys have to meet. Who's going to fly? And they both, yes, we made an agreement. Yes, it's next week. I'll keep you posted. Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm like, please, I'd like you to be my first real match from the tour. It'd be really great.